Clearwater Revival sold over 26 million albums. They had 9 top 10 hits in just 4 years. And then, according to music historians, they threw it all away, not because of drugs, not because of ego in the traditional sense, but because of something far quieter and far more dangerous. Control. It starts with John Fogerty. Born in Berkeley, California, John Fogerty was, by every measurable standard, a once-in-a-generation talent. He wrote the songs, arranged the music, produced the records, and made every significant decision. And the machine worked. From 1968 to 1972, CCR released hit after hit: Proud Mary, Bad Moon Rising, Fortunate Son, Born on the Bayou, Have You Ever Seen the Rain? According to Rolling Stone magazine, few bands in rock history match that creative output in such a compressed window of time. But here's what the radio never told you. Stu Cook, Doug Clifford, and Tom Fogerty, the other 3 members of Creedence Clearwater Revival, were essentially told what to play, when to play it, and how. According to multiple interviews with Cook and Clifford over the years, they were given little to no creative input. They were, in their own words, passengers in a band with their names on it. Doug Clifford once said he felt like a session musician. Stu Cook described the dynamic as suffocating. These were men who had known the Fogerty brothers since childhood, since elementary school in El Cerrito, California. They had built this band together from the ground up, through years of small gigs and name changes, from the Blue Velvets to the Gollywogs, before finally becoming Creedence Clearwater Revival in 1967. And yet, according to interviews documented in the CCR biography Bad Moon Rising by Hank Bordowitz, by the time the band was famous, Cook and Clifford barely recognized the group they were in. Tom Fogerty cracked first. John's older brother, the rhythm guitarist, quit the band in February 1971. According to people close to the situation, Tom could no longer tolerate being overshadowed, not by a stranger, but by his own younger brother. That familial wound would never heal. The 2 men remained estranged for the rest of Tom Fogerty's life. After Tom left, Cook and Clifford pushed back. According to account from both musicians, they demanded a structural change. Each member would contribute 1 song per album. John Fogerty, reportedly reluctant, agreed. What followed was the 1972 album Mardi Gras, and it is here that the story turns almost cruel in its irony. The album was savaged by critics. It became, according to music journalists at the time, the worst reviewed record in CCR's catalog. Without John Fogerty's complete creative control, the product suffered. The very thing Cook and Clifford had resented, John's dominance, was also the thing holding the band together. Mardi Gras proved that, publicly, painfully. By late 1972, Creedence Clearwater Revival was finished. One of the biggest bands in American rock history, gone in under 5 years at the peak of their fame. But the breakup was only the beginning of the damage. Now enter Soul Saints. The owner of Fantasy Records, the label CCR had signed with back when they were still an unknown band desperate for a deal. According to legal documents and accounts in music industry reporting, the contract CCR signed with Fantasy Records was, by any modern standard, predatory. John Fogerty signed away the publishing rights to his songs. Every song he had written, Proud Mary, Fortunate Son, every single one, belonged to Soul Saints. The master recordings, the royalties, the publishing. According to Fogerty himself in later interviews, he made almost nothing from the songs that defined a generation. But then came the lawsuit that, according to legal analysts who covered it, belongs in a category of its own. In the 1980s, Soul Saints sued John Fogerty. The claim was that Fogerty's solo song The Old Man Down the Road had plagiarized CCR's run through the jungle. To be clear about what that means, Soul Saints, who owned the rights to Run Through the Jungle, sued John Fogerty for plagiarizing a song that John Fogerty had written himself. According to court records, Fogerty had to stand in a courtroom and prove that his own musical style did not infringe on his own musical style. He won, but the case cost him years of his life and, according to Fogerty, contributed to a period of deep personal darkness throughout the 1980s. John Fogerty did not perform CCR songs live for years, not out of indifference, but because every time he performed Proud Mary or Fortunate Son on stage, the royalties went to Soul Saints. According to Fogerty in his memoir Fortunate Son, published in 2015, he refused to financially reward the man he believed had robbed him. So one of the greatest catalogs in American music sat largely unperformed by the man who created it for over a decade. Meanwhile, Stu Cook and Doug Clifford formed a touring band called Creedence Clearwater Revisited in the 1990s, performing CCR songs without John Fogerty. According to reports of the time, Fogerty was furious. He viewed it as exploitation of a name and a legacy he had built. Cook and Clifford viewed it as their right. They were original members of Creedence Clearwater Revival, and those years belonged to them too. What followed was litigation. Cook and Clifford sued Fogerty, claiming that his solo tours and activities damaged the CCR brand and their ability to earn from it. According to court documents, the lawsuit between former bandmates stretched from the 1990s well into the 2000s. 30 years after the band broke up, they were still fighting in courtrooms. In 1993, Creedence Clearwater Revival was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It should have been a moment of resolution, of recognition. According to journalists who covered the ceremony, John Fogerty refused to perform with Stu Cook and Doug Clifford on stage. He showed up, he accepted the induction, and he walked away without playing a single note alongside the men he had spent his formative years with. The wound, 2 decades later, was still open. Tom Fogerty never made it to that ceremony. He died in September 1990 at the age of 48 from tuberculosis complications. According to people who knew both brothers, John and Tom never fully reconciled before Tom's death. 2 brothers who started a band together as teenagers in Northern California, who achieved more than most musicians ever dream of, died without repairing what had broken between them. This is the full cost of what happened to Creedence Clearwater Revival. Not just a breakup, a demolished friendship, a stolen catalog, a brother dead before the peace could be made, a man who couldn't play his own songs without funding his enemy, and 2 bandmates grinding through decades of legal warfare over bones of something that was once extraordinary. According to music critic Grail Marcus, who wrote extensively about CCR, Fogerty's music captured something essential about America, its contradictions, its working-class frustration, its beauty, and its rut. The cruel footnote is that the story of the band itself captured those same things. The rot underneath the surface, the beauty that couldn't survive the weight of what was beneath it. 26 million albums, 9 top 10 hits, 4 years of genius. And then, according to the documented record, the interviews, the court filings, the memoirs, the biographies, nothing but wreckage for 30 years after. That is the real story of Creedence Clearwater Revival.